happy to welcome you to the first inaugural Beyond the Bars Coffee Conference. Women today. I was sitting there and remembering how we used to scrub that floor with Manila. Remember? In this cold. And I was looking at us, warmly dressed, beautiful smiles, looking amazing. Women, well done. Pat your neighbor and say, well done. So I'm going to say beyond the bars and you say never again. Beyond the bars. Beyond the bars. Never again. And it is not just speaking it from a place of, we're saying it because it sounds good. No. Kina mama, we will never again go back behind those bars. We went in there because we didn't have legal representation, because we couldn't pay a bribe. I went to prison because I refused to pay a bribe. And there is no way you can stand on your morals of doing what is right and not what is easy and then end up in prison. And our children suffer because of what we have to be taken through. But most importantly, beyond the experience that we went through, it's the resilience. It's the camaraderie amongst the women, encouraging one another. It's the coming together and saying the other women who are behind bars today as we sit here and celebrate this amazing day should not go through what we go through. The bridge we're creating at Clean Start is to bridge a pathway for women leaving the correctional institutions and reintegrating back into society in a way that they can have dignity, they can have hope, but also successful reintegration back into society. I don't take it for granted that all the women who we served time with couldn't be here with us today because some are dead, not because they were sick, not because they were weak, but because society could not accord them a second chance. We don't take that for granted. It's really painful. We would like more hands to come on board and support us to do this work of successful reintegration of women and their children back into society. I'm asked all the time, so Teresa, you're doing this work. Why women? What about the men? Really? Are you serious? Do you know what these women have to go through? Why not women? Why not the women? 90% of us, if we didn't go with our child to prison, we left our children wherever it is we left them. And the lifelong impact that those children have to persevere through all their lives just because mom got imprisoned. And let's not get to the fact that for most of us, we didn't even deserve to be there. It's wrong on all fronts. We need second chances. We need to reintegrate successfully. Today is our day to come together, to learn from one another, to get to hear what the other women are doing in the various counties, to also get to learn about the plans that we have. We started as Clean Start. We now have the Coalition of Formerly Imprisoned Women Africa. Hello! Very soon we will be having women from Uganda, from Tanzania, and from other parts of Africa joining us. We really need to come up against the systems of injustices, but also the patriarchy and all the many barriers as women that we have to overcome to even get to the level of the table. Socially, economic opportunities, education, and so on and so forth. Yeah? But that will not be done by hiding behind the scenes. Wamama tuko pamoja. It will not be done by hiding behind the scenes. We've got to come up and build this movement and build it strongly. And my dear sisters, let me tell you, what we're going up against is not simple. It's not easy. That's why you need to be bold. That's why you need to be courageous. That's why you need to work hard. And remember, we've already been judged. So our integrity needs to be white as snow, because lest anything happens, and didn't we tell you? So let's keep our head held up high, do what we need to do, continue building those circles of healing. Women, attend your circles of healing. Come together and discuss about the economic opportunities that we need to get into. Hello? We need to be independent in all fronts. The woman is the home. Yeah? And we're the leaders, we're the pioneers of this movement, so we cannot approach it from a place of fear. Yeah? Lazima tufanye nini? Lazima tufanye nini? Eh? Aha. Tufanye nini? Tujitokelezee. Vile tumefanya leo, tukajitokelezea. Kwa hivyo hao wengine wamebaki, muambie join movement jameni. Usibaki nyuma. Ndio pamoja tulete nini? Mabadiliko. Nani alisema wewe ni secondary? Kuna binadamu na then kuna hawa wengine. You're of value. You matter. You should be seen. You should be included. You should be offered justice. Surely. Lakini kwa sababu hakuna mtu mwingine anatushughulikia, lazima sisi tufanye nini? Tujishughulikie. Na ndio kwa sababu tunajileta hivi pamoja. Sawa, ndio tushughulikie mambo yetu.
Today I want to talk about a different kind of prison. Letting go of your dark past is the best choice you will ever make. Knowing that even in that dark past, it is part of just one chapter of your book. Just one chapter of your book. Let's see, what are these prisons? The first B that prevents us from breaking through is the baggage. The baggage that we carry. The baggage that we should have put down at some point or the other. But sometimes this baggage has become part and parcel of our story to the point that we never put it down. We are carrying what? Baggage. And the baggage, you have two choices. Either we put it down or we do what? Pay the price. And the price is high. How many of us continue to carry baggage that is weighing us down because we think we can't do without it? You see, the struggle is when we carry baggage, what does it do to us? Tunachoka, halafu tunainama. So can you even inuka? No, you can't. So the first prison I want us to consider getting out of is the prison of baggage. Baggage are things people have said to you, experiences that you have not had a chance to learn from. Baggage is anything that is weighing you down in a way that you can't see further. The second B is bile. Bile, also called wivu, envy. Envy. Wale tulipokuwa nao shule wameenda mbali sana. Don't we feel like that? Saa zingine tunajiuliza, mbona mimi ni kama nimesimama tu? Hao wengine wameenda na express, ndio? Every time you ask yourself, how come so and so is so far? You reduce the energy to focus on your own journey. Today I want to encourage you, stay to your lane and expand it. Those gifts you've been given, even the experience of having been inside and coming out, makes you a much more courageous, brave person than someone who hasn't. Be a tattoo. Bitterness. Bitterness is like cancer. It eats upon the host. But anger is like fire. It burns it all clean. Doctors are telling us that our inability to release bitterness and anger has a physical effect on us. Nindio? Ulcers, headaches, migraines. Sindio? Nyinyi nyote mmesikia hivyo, sindio? And when you think about the pain you've been through, that bitterness is like another jail. And I have found it is not only those who are inside. In fact, those who have not been to jail sometimes are in all these jails and are unable to get out. These jails are invisible. Unamuona mtu, you think she's okay, but deep inside she's held back. So I want to encourage us. The 3 B's: baggage, bile. Na hawa wenzangu, the young ones, they call it beef. Anger, bitterness. Check. Are you being held captive by any of these 3? Because we can be outside, beyond those bars, but still within these prisons. And these prisons, the minute you know what is holding you back, that's the first key to getting you out.
Nikaa jela for 4 years. Lakini ile nimepitia nikiwa jela, kuna watoto na kuna wamama. Wala wamama wamekuja na watoto wao. Ule mtoto ukimwangalia hafai kuwa hapo. Anapitia mashida mingi sana. Kabla ule mtoto apate sabuni, mama apate sabuni ya kufulia mtoto nguo, ilikuwa ni shida. Kabla apate ile maziwa, pia ilikuwa ni shida. Yaani chakula pia ilikuwa ni shida. Ile ningesema clean start ndio kuja Kingongo prison ilikuja kusaidia. Wale watoto wakakula matunda, wale watoto wakakunywa maziwa vizuri, wakapewa napkins. Hakuna kitu walikosa, wakajengewa mpaka jikoni. Chakula yao ilikuwa inapikwa kando. Tukirudi kwa mama, kabla pate sanitary towel apewa na madam, ilikuwa ni shida pia. You could go 3-4 na tight things. Mpaka unauliza madam, nitaweka nini? Nataka niende wapi? Hapana, ambia watu wenu wakununulie. Tatifa ingine sasa hiyo hakuna mtu anakuja kukuangalia. Unakutana na msamaria mwema, anakujumbia, let's take this pack. Unamwambia asante. Tunasukuma tu kifungo. Lakini tukitoka pale nje, take care of yourselves. Lakini clean start ile siku tuliungana nayo, ilituma tujijenge na tuende kuweza kuoga, kukaa vizuri na kukua na maisha mzuri tukiwa jela.
Jane, Oma, perhaps you can tell us what are some of the interventions that Clean Start is implementing to make that integration back to society easier?
Thank you so much. My name is Jane. Katika Clean Start sasa, kwa vile sisi tuko na lived experience, tusha master ni nini hasa mwanamke anahitaji wakati anapotoka jela. Tuko na hiyo process ya kureconcile wewe na yule mwenye ulikosea na yule mwenye alikosea wewe na ukaenda jela kimakosa. Alafu tena tunaangalia community. Pengine chief, pengine ilikuwa ni kitu ilifanyika around mali huko. Kitu ilibiwa, pengine mbuzi, kuku, whatever. Pengine ulihamu mtu kwa hiyo surrounding. Tunahakikisha kwamba wame accept back. Na wewe pia umejitokeza waziwazi na kusema pole. Kama ni kitu yenye ulikuwa umekosa, lazima unyenyekee. Lazima unyenyekee, useme jamani nilifanya, naomba msamaha. Ndio wale wengine wenye ulikosea waweze kufunguka na kusema tumekusamea, rudi, ndio wasikuhamu. Kwa hivyo hiyo ni jambo moja yenye tumeona ni lazima, sababu zile vitu zenye Dr. Patricia anasema tumebeba mizigo, hatutaki kuachilia. Jitokeze. Nikijitokeza nitapata kusaidiwa. Sitaogopa nirudi na nijifiche kwa nyumba. Sawa sawa? So hizo ndio interventions zenye tunajaribu at that level ya kuwa na contact na sisi tukiwa Clean Start. So those are the interventions.
Okay, thank you so much, Jane. Sarah, can you tell us what are some of the opportunities that Clean Start is providing?
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, and I would begin to say that I'm one of the people who benefited from those opportunities. Tuko na circles of healing ambayo inakupatia platform ambao pale mama utakuja uketi na watu ambao wamepitia changamoto kama vile wewe umepitia. So wakati ambapo mnakaa pale chini na kushirikiana na kushare your experiences, una feel hawakujudge. Unaona, una feel wanakuelewa, una feel wanajua na ni kama wanakufeel, unajua. Let me use that language. Wanakufeel, unaget? Wanafeel vile unafeel because tulipitia the same. Kama ni mororo tulikula pamoja, kama ni mambo ya madam na hizo challenges kusugua whatever tulipitia pamoja. So Clean Start iko na hiyo kikundi ya circle or hiyo nini ya circles of healing. A safe space whereby mama akona chance ya kuja apatane na mama wengine wa share stories zao, wa share ideas. Pia vile Jena amesema tunayo hiyo kikundi ya tables of support. Unaona, ukitoka katika hiyo kikundi cha circles of healing ambayo ni lazima, ni kitu ya muhimu kabisa. Ningesema ya kwamba mama ni muhimu upitie circles of healing. Maana mimi hapo ndipo nilianzia wakati Spia ilikuja gerezani nikiwa Lang'ata, ikanisaidia kujifahamu. Kama haujielewi, unajua wakati mwingine utakuja ulize kama mama, wewe ni nani? Si wakati mwingine unajua kama pani umenidharau kiasi gani uniulize mimi ni nani? Kupitia yale mambo ambayo tumepitia, ukiulizwa wewe ni nani, unamwambia unaambia usinipime wazimu bwana, usinipime wazimu. Unaniuliza mimi nani, unajua kile nimepitia na ujue ya kwamba huko ninaweza that kind of an attitude inahitaji upewe nafasi ya kujua ya kwamba sio madharau kuulizwa wewe ni nani, ni uweze ukajirudia katika mawazo yako, ujiulize kama mimi ni mama. Kwanza umeulizwa wewe ni nani, ukajipe nafasi ya kujirudia na kusema kweli mimi ni mama, mimi ni mwanamke, na kama mimi ni mwanamke ninastahili, wacha nitumie the word, kujibeba aje. Unaona, umepitia shida na kwa wakati mwingine utasahau wewe ni mwanamke, uanze kubehave kama mwanaume. Ni society gani itakukubali hivyo? Unaona, so ni vizuri tupitie circles of healing, ikupe chance ya kujirudia, ujikumbushe kwamba mimi ni mama, na kama mimi ni mama niko na watoto. Hawa watoto despite the challenge ya kwamba nimekuwa pale gerezani, nitajibebaje ili hao watoto wangu wakaweze kunikubali kama mama yao? Unaona, the second thing, mimi ni bibi. Kama Mungu alikubariki na mzee, huyu mzee wangu nitajibebaje mbele yake? Hiyo ndio part of the reintegration. Tunasema unapatiwa hiyo because it's a process ya kujirudia, ya kuachilia. Alafu there is another topic ambayo ninapenda, ambayo tumeongelea sasa hivi, ya msamaha. Kama ulitenda ama haukutenda, ni vyema, it's the right thing to do. Forgive. First forgive yourself, whether you did it or you did not. Imefanyika, Mungu, najisamehe. Kama niliwekelewa, nimejisamehe. Kama nilifanya, nimejisamehe Mungu. Alafu Mungu, nipe second chance. And that is what Clean Start is offering. You're being given that platform of a second chance.
What we can do, and you can partner with us in various ways. To support one woman for tables of support, it is Kenya shillings 15,000, so that one woman can have to start a small business. And we also give them mentors who can help them ensure that those businesses thrive. So you can partner with us in terms of cash or in terms of mentorship. And you hear that there's the program that you're calling the Circles of Healing. Under the Circles of Healing, there's a program we run that is called the Ufunuo program. And in that program, to take one woman through one session of that program, it is Kenya shillings 15,000. We also have children who are in the institutions, and they are there with their parents, and we would ask that if you're able to visit and give us some sort of kiddie park. We are calling them kiddie parks. It is about 500 shillings for that kiddie park. And we also have a write-up that we've put on the tables today, and you are given at the registration desk. If you go through it, you'll be able to see various ways you can support. We also have girls, wasichana wetu, wale wamekuwa kule katika rehabilitation school na rehabilitation centers, who have gone through class 8, and getting school fees for them is such a difficult task for us. Ensuring that a girl has gone through education from Form 1 to Form 4, it is very expensive. We want to ensure that these girls go to school so that they don't end up in the system, because that is what happens. Wakikosa masomo, wanaenda wanakuwa kule Lang'ata. And it has happened, we have seen, because we have been in the institution. So we want to make sure that these girls get education. And if you could support one girl, go from Form 1 to Form 4, that would be our greatest desire. So that is the plea that we are putting out there, for you to join us, for you to support us, to ensure that we are able to make this work possible, and that women, children, and girls can thrive post-imprisonment.
What I'd like to share with you is that I have never spoken about this before, but I feel like today with you I can share a little bit about it, and I'd like to thank you for welcoming me. I also would like to talk about shame, and I would also like to say I have injured my family. So I guess what I'd like to talk about is what is the next step, and my shame, which follows me. I was shamed globally, have to live with what I have done, and I think that will be with me always, but I am no longer trying to run away from it. My question is, what's next, and what is the gift that can come out of my experience in prison and my shame afterwards and my sort of branding as a felon. I had to get a lawyer just to be able to come to Kenya because I am a felon. So my next step is what can be done in America. I work with an organization called A New Way of Life, which is how I met the wonderful Teresa, is what can be done for women in prison and what can be done for women coming out of prison, because we deserve a second chance, and we deserve to be considered whole, and we deserve to at least not judge ourselves, even if others judge us. If you will allow me, I am now your sister in this. I will now support you in this.
The first thing we do is the legal education. The second program is what we do, the legal offices, what we call the practice in the 12 prisons. And the third one is what we call legal trainees.
My name is Jane Ngugi. I want to ask a question about APP. There are those of us who are trained as paralegals in prisons, but when we come out, you tend somehow to forget about us. We would like maybe to assist other inmates, but we don't have anywhere to how to go about it. What are you doing about it?
Thanks for that question. So for APP, we are a small organization. We are not very big. And the numbers of paralegals who are leaving the prisons, I think if I gathered all of them now, we are almost at this level. Currently, we have 188 paralegals active within the prisons, and we have so many who have left. It's impossible at the moment, as we are settled, for us to accommodate every paralegal who leaves the prison. We are in the process of coming up with some kind of an alumni for the paralegals who leave prisons to see how we can tap into them. But that is still on the drawing board. So what we have focused mostly about now is the graduates, the low graduates, because we have put in millions in them for them to get that low degree. So we wouldn't want it to get lost. So we are still struggling with the graduates even before I go to the paralegal.
Yetu ambao wako na watoto kwa children's home na bado hawajaweza kuaccess. Siku nao.
Aliingia gerezani, alikuwa ameolewa na alikuwa na watoto kule kwa ile boma. Alafu alipotoka amekataliwa kwa ile boma kurudi kule. Sasa ako kwao mahali amezaliwa na amenyimwa access ya kuaccess wale watoto wake. Na hawako children's home, wako kwa parents wa bwana. Hiyo mnasaidia aje?
When a woman leaves the children, akiacha watoto wanachukuliwa anapelekwa children home, umetoka pale prison, lakini hakuna mtu wa kusaidia watoto walienda wapi. The first place to go is the children's office. Actually, if our system was working, kama system yetu ingekuwa mzuri kabisa, every time you appear in court, your children's file is also supposed to appear in court. But since our system is not well organized, ndio zinatengana. Lakini inafaa kuwa pale hata ikipelekwa, kwa sababu kabla mtoto apelekwe children's home, unajua anapelekangwa kotini. Tunajua hivyo. Lazima kwanza huyo mtoto apelekwe kotini. Kotini inafanya kitu tunaita in a place in a children's home. So kama umeenda pale children's office, and maybe the welfare should have been able to start helping you with that process, knowing where your children were. But if the prison welfare was not able to help you, you can go to your children officer. Sijua kama mnawajua. That would be a good place to start. If all fails and you cannot trace your kids, hapo ndio unatafuta wakili, anaanza kukusaidia na process ya kutrace the kids. Because all you need to do is take the system, the children's department, the prisons department to court and say, watoto wangu siwapati, ninyi mliwachukua wako wapi? Najua wakili si rahisi kupata. La muhimu ni kujua mahali unaweza pata wakili ambaye haulipi. Kuna pale FIDA, unaweza enda FIDA, unaweza enda NALAS, National Legal Aid Services, wako pale Charity House in town. Utafute mtu ambaye atakuwezesha kuapply in court, kuuliza ile tunaita production order. Court itakupatia production order. Ukienda pale kotini, ukisha leta kesi yako, wale children department ama prisons, whoever now was responsible, but it should be the children's department, you are given a production order. Mali wanaambiwa mlete hawa watoto kotini, wa produce the children in court. So that will be the process. Kama ni access, umetoka au ruhusiwi na jamii yako kuona watoto wako, the process ndio the same. Lazima kama wamekataa kabisa, kama umejaribu mediation, umejaribu kwenda kwa children officer kukubali, then court ndio solution, and then court will give you access orders.
I train in life skills training, peer mental health coaching, yoga, physical fitness. The program is a 12-month course, 4 months for technical workshop training, then 8 months, miezi 8, unaplesiwa kazi na industry partners. So life skills ni unapata ujuzi wenye unakusaidia kugrow personally na pia professionally. For now, we have carpentry and joinery, the first training track, but next month we are starting a specialist finishes training track. So for the carpentry and joinery, you learn carpentry and you learn joinery. For the specialist finishes, you learn tiling, plastering and partitioning.
Hatubagui wanawake wowote. Bora uko mwanamke na uko na hiyo ari ama hiyo motisha ya kutaka kujoin program na kutaka kujijenga. Tunachukua wanawake kati ya miaka 18 hadi 40.
Once you are through being there, once you come out, trust God. Why? The Bible says we have numerous of witnesses who wants to see what happened, because they have labeled us criminals, thieves, husband stealers, if it's the word like that. Anything. You cannot amount to anything. Those baggage, you let them go. See your tomorrow. My sisters, you have the potential within you to arise and become that what God intended for you, regardless of the time that you wasted uko nyuma. God's promises stand still.